Hello all, welcome back to the channel. This is Linden Lane Papery. I'm Gloria, and today we have dies, basic supplies, project share, and some flatbacks and odds and ends from Temu. So let's jump right into it. I wanted to start with balloon glue. So this is what they call their glue dots. I did grab some, and I am going to see how they hold up. So I am not sure if you can kind of tell the size of this based on that, but it is like old school glue dot rolls. I grabbed both these flat back, very, very pretty iridescent roses with this nice flat back, and we're trying these together. I believe this is a pack of around 50 or so. And so I'm putting some on there. I'm going to test them on projects, and I will report back in a few weeks of how it's holding up. I think it's doing fine with this other one that I have over here, but we'll see. So everything from today is Temu. I did not combine anything else in with this haul, but it was something that I ordered a while back. I did split it, so if you are looking for beads, that is going to be the previous video, so that we could kind of be efficient with what everybody's interested in. So these are some more flatbacks. They're very glitter iridescent kind. This one I actually have the adhesive on, and I have been testing it. And as you can see, it is very stuck on there. So these are ones, you can buy these, just the regular ones in the store. Hobby Lobby, Michael's, what have you, right? And they come stuck to the acetate sheets, but I kind of wanted to see if I could do them for cheaper. I think the mix on this is pretty good color-wise. Looking forward to using quite a few of these. This green just makes me think of mermaids. Don't know why. It just does. Got a couple different pinks, some purples, the white or clear, yellow that's like a gold. These are like a pool blue. Super pretty. So I'm excited. So we're going to try those along with the balloon glue on projects and see how it works and if it sticks. So get those back in there. There was 40 in this package. Variety pack. Oh, and one has decided to try to wander off on an adventure down the floor. We're going to pick that up later. So I thought that that was a really good deal. So we'll see how that works with this. Next thing I got is some of those flowers, just like the first thing that we showed. But this is a variety pack, and they are a smaller size. So I don't believe that these are going to work with those without the adhesive going over the edge. There are, let me see, 52 pieces in here. Seems like such an odd number to me, 52. Whatever. But there are pink, yellow, clear, blue, green, purple, also with the iridescent shimmer on there. And these are somewhere in the $1 to $2 range. You know how it goes. Then I picked up, let's stay with the flowers, shall we? I picked up these. These do not have the clear see-through type of thing, but they are going to be a good size for that glue. These are stunning. Very, they're pastel colors, except for this really bright orange here, which I still love. I think they're going to be absolutely beautiful on spring projects, and I don't know about you, but I'm ready for spring. Ready for it. And I am making spring projects already. So I did pick up a mixed variety pack. You get 2 of every color except for the white and the green. So, and this is so pretty. I really want to paint my craft room walls this color. My son makes fun of me because every time he's here, he's like, now what are you painting, Mom? Like, really? He's like, you're going to shrink the size of your rooms because you paint so much. But it's the quickest, easiest, simplest way for me to make a change everything up, completely redesign the way something looks. And it's only paint. It's not going to hurt anything. It's not like I had to invest in all new furniture. I don't know. Plus, I like it. I'm one of those people who, for some reason, finds it relaxing to do. Not in the moment, mind you. When I'm cutting it around every edge, I'm over it and I want it to be done, and it always takes longer, and I just want instant gratification. Like I need a paint bomb or something to just instantly get it on the wall. But I just like it. And right now the room is a very moody green. I thought I wanted to go that dark academia style. And in my head, it was great and it worked out for a little while, but now I feel like I am crafting in a cave and it's just not my vibe. So I would love to try a pale pink blush, whatever. Maybe someday we'll do a craft room tour after that. I digress. I also picked up these bows. So I thought that these would be really cute. They do have the iridescent coloring on there. There are an undetermined amount in this bag. And the color is, and I quote, colorful. So, they're small. I don't know that they would be a nail charm. You could, I suppose, if you have longer nails than mine. Mine right now are experiencing trauma. I had some faux nails on, took them off in not maybe the best way, so we're growing them out. But they're all the iridescent. We've got several different colors. Pink, orange, yellow, green, blue, purple, white, iridescent. They're very, very cute. They do not have a curved back. They are flat on the back. So I would say definitely a little larger than the size of nail charms, and I would not recommend them putting them on a nail if you do nails. Then I also got this. This is 55 pieces, and it's more like a shaker mix. It's kind of like a combination between a shaker mix and flatbacks, but it is still winter. And so I got all of these snowflakes, and I just thought the color mix on this was so pretty. It's got pink and a blush color in both see-through and plain. There are iridescents on all of them. White with the iridescent, clear. This beautiful coppery tan, bronze. That's the color, bronze color. I just thought it was so pretty. And I will probably throw this into a shaker or something at some point, because I'll still create winter projects even though I'm ready for spring. Oh goodness. Yep. There's a blizzard on my crafting desk right now. Come on now. Oh. Flat back. Very flat, as you can tell. Okay. I don't think I'm going to be able to get these stickers off of here to be able to reuse this, but it is a cool little pouch. Then I also got, this is definitely like shaker mix. This is lemons, limes, and ice cubes. Let me see if I can get some of the bigger ones out here too. Oh, the ice cubes are going to create problems. I can see that already. So this is little clay slices of the lemons and the limes, which I thought was really cute. And the ice cubes. It's like summer. So it's like these would be really, really good if you have, like, let's say one of those ball jar dies, or one that's like a martini glass or a drink or something like that. You could put this behind there and turn it into some fun, summery, fun drink. Wow, I'm really struggling with English today. So it would be really cute, like a lemonade, a limeade, anything along those lines. And I did actually feature them as an ice cube flies off of my table and onto the floor. I sense a theme. It might be a struggle through today's video. We might be experiencing humanhood. Okay. But I did actually feature these in today's project, which is right over there. And we're going to get to that at the end. So stick around with me. I'm going to go through everything in there. And this has a ton of products that I have showed recently in my videos, because I would love to show you the products and then show you how I actually use them, because my goal is to use some of the things that I'm buying. Now, I will say that occasionally I do fall into that pit of it's too pretty, I don't want to use it, I'm going to collect it. But my goal for this year is to do more using of my supplies and the things that I bought, shopping my stash to go with new things, to try to make projects and utilize what I've bought, because otherwise nobody sees it. And I have it all and it just stares back at me. Yes, it's gorgeous, but I want to share the pretty with everyone else. Okay, so that's the shaker mix there. Then I did grab a stamp set this time. So just a single stamp set. Here, let me grab, I've got some paper here so we can see this a little bit better. So this is postage. It's like postcards, stamps, those sorts of things. I thought that that would be really cool to add to some upcoming vintagey type of products or projects. I'm telling you guys, the English today. And yes, it's my first language. Sometimes my brain just doesn't want to make it happen. I also got this tissue paper, and I thought this was so pretty. I would love to share some of this with a swap partner. I'm planning to put it in a junk journal. Look at this snowflake over here. Just living its best life. But I thought this was so pretty. It's a deep blue printing on white paper. Butterflies, birds, flowers. I just thought it was gorgeous. It's giving British cottage vibes, and I say that as an American who knows nothing about it. But I was lucky enough as a teenager to go to England, Ireland, Scotland, and Wales right before I went off to college, and it was stunning and gorgeous, and I desperately want to go back to visit because I think that it's just beautiful there. And it's so nice. Anyway, I'm ready for another trip. So hopefully I can hop across. I would love to see Italy and France and Greece and Austria. And there's just so many people that I've met that have either been to these places or they're from those places. And I would love to go and see and experience their slice of the earth. Anyway, moving right along, we're going to get into, I picked up just a few tool type things that I wanted to test and see the quality of Temu versus what I'm currently buying in a store or through another site. So I grabbed some sponge dauber, the finger kind that you just pop on there. You can see I've already opened it. I started using those. I did grab one of these handle type with the removable pads. So it is very Velcro-y. So we've got that going for it. So I kind of want to see how this compares to the other, and then if I want to pick up more. And then I did grab a 10-pack of the additional ones because I like to have one for at least my color families, if not my pair of families or groups of families. So I will do like one is for pinks, one is for like middle reds, and one is for darker reds if possible as I grow my collection. I don't typically start out with one for everything because I found that I don't always use every section of colors for my ink. So I try to just kind of add as I go. That's just how I like to do things. And so I wanted to try and see how these compare to some of the other ones on the market. I will report back. One of these days we will have a how did it work video. And this, oh gosh, as it runs right off my table. This reminds me of an air hockey, I don't know what the name of it is. It's not the puck. I played a lot of air hockey growing up and at like local arcades and game centers and stuff like that with friends. And I don't know what the name of this actually is. So if you know, please let me know in the comments. But that's what it reminds me of. And it's a stamp pusher to help you provide even pressure. So I'm really excited to test this out. My mom does some crafting and some stamping, but as she's aged, it does get a little bit more difficult on your hands to continue to do a lot of these fine motion things. And so I thought I would try it, and then if it works, maybe I can pick one up for her and see how what she thinks of it. So anyway, that's the tool section. Then I did pick up a couple of they're not dies, the heads for wax stamps. The name escapes me right now, but I grabbed one that was completely plain, and it's because I have seen people using like the dried flowers or cutting out circles and then putting this over it to make their own custom kind of stamps. So they're wax seals. So I thought that I would try that. So I picked up a plain one, which I thought was great. And then this one I'll zoom in for. It's like a little swan with a crown. I thought it was so cute. And it's a smaller size than the other one. So I really wanted to see. You can see it's about half the size. So I believe this one is about 1 inch and this one is probably a 1/2 inch. I don't have a ruler right on hand. Forgive me. I'm not sitting where my tool chest is. So I wanted to try this and see how it came out. So probably we'll share that in an upcoming video. Hopefully going to put that on a project I can share with you as well. And then I have some dies. So let's get into those. I do need your help on one of these dies because I don't really understand a portion of it. So please help me out. And going back to Temu and looking at it did not help me at all. So it's not this one though. This one is, and let me bring in this paper so we can get some good contrast. This is a hot air balloon, which I thought would be fantastic for spring and summer crafting. I will say there is a miss. There's a little skip in this die right here where it is not quite aligned, but it's so small that I just snip it with my scissors. It's not that big of a deal. But I wanted to cut out a few pieces so that you could see how intricate it was and the size of it in real life. So it is about the palm of my hand, but it is really, really cute. And I think it would be really nice if you're on a page or a card or something like that. I would definitely cut a few of these out and then just layer them. You could use sprays. You could put it in something that's sticky, make it like a stencil. You could cut it out of a thing and stencil it. It would be really cute for on a card. So that is the hot air balloon. And as we know, Temu prices always change. So I would say $1, $2 range probably was where I was at for that. This is the one I need your help on. They're envelopes. They're little mini envelopes. And I know that everybody was getting those felt envelopes with the little hearts from Hobby Lobby for Valentine's, and they're so cute. And I was like, ooh, envelope. It's like $1, add to cart. So I did, which is great. And it makes, there's two, and I have not taken mine apart yet on this die, but this is the part that I don't understand. This cuts out a slot here on what is the front of the envelope. So I've cut some out and I put it together. So this is the small one. And we can zoom in for that. So this is the small one, which is super cute. I put it together. I love it, right? It's going to go on a project. But this is where that hole ends up being. And it is almost the width of the envelope. And I don't understand what you're supposed to do with it or what the point of it is. Here's the larger size. Let me back myself up here a little bit. So that's the size difference. They're so cute. I'm still going to use them, but it just makes it a little tricky when you're folding this because this, it wants to fold right here as opposed to on the score like this. So this is what it cuts out. And as you can see, right, like it wants to fold there, not on the perforated mark. So help me out, friends. Let me know what I'm missing, because I gotta be missing something with this one. Let me know what it is so that I can get it correct. Okay, moving on. The next die, this one I have broken all apart and I have played with, and I have made a true labor of love. But this one's really, really, really cute. I really enjoyed this. So this is a bunch of bottles and the layers, so you don't have to make it into a shaker. I will tell you, it is quite a commitment if you choose to do so. But there's a bunch of different styles of bottle, and then there's all these little tags. So one says drink me, the other one says dream. There's one that says love, 1, 3, and 9. So you could do like a drink me first, like Alice in Wonderland. Love potion number 9, like a love and a 9 on one of these ones that looks a little bit more like the potion bottles, which I thought would be really, really cute. So let me hold this up, zoom in so you can see what we're after. Now they are very small. So this is intricate work. We're talking something for a tag. You're not going to probably want to produce a bunch of these and put them on a large 12 by 12 scrapbook page. And then my project, I did wind up making a shaker. I will tell you, you cannot really use foam when you cut with a die this size, because I tried and it collapsed it and it was completely flat and it didn't work out and it was all wonky and it warped the edges because it's so fine and so small on the edge. So you can kind of see the size with it here on my hand. But I did make the bottle in kind of a Valentine's fashion. I layered. So what I did was this outside, I just layered the paper. I think there's probably 15 pieces in here to get it to be the height. And the reason why it's so thick is because I was just absolutely bent on getting these little roses in here. It was in my head that way, and I was not going to quit until I achieved it. So 15 layers later, I had plenty of space and enough for them to move around as well. So these are the little roses in the pack from Valentine's from Dollar General that everyone has hauled. And they're the little ones. I just took the adhesive off the back and put them in there because they're shaker size. And then same thing with this bow. This is one of those from the same thing from Dollar General. I took the adhesive off of the other portions of the back and just glued it on with my own adhesive. And then inside here, I have some sequined mix that is from Dollar Tree in the nail section. And then some little glass shards that are super old. I believe it was from Stampin' Up. And then some glitter in there as well. But I just thought it was super cute. And I saw the set and I knew what I wanted to make from the beginning. So I had to have it. And then I had to make it. So that is the little bottle. But these are really cute. Like this one reminds me of like an ink bottle. This one you could use for potions or like for Halloween or rum bottles. If you're doing like, let's say you went to do Pirates of the Caribbean. You went to Disney, you could use it for that. Anything Alice in Wonderland, obviously, with the drink me and the 1 and the 2 and those sorts of things. Valentine's Day with the love potion number 9. I think it is a quite versatile set. So I would say that if you create some smaller projects, maybe mini albums or tags, or you want to do tag flips or something like that, or, you know, you don't mind intricate work, this is definitely a set to pick up. This one is, and I believe plenty of people have seen this, but I picked this up. This is, I'm going to call it like the rip strip. This is the packaging opening one. So there are 2 in this one, and I think we'll just zoom in from some of these from here on out. So you do have 2 different sizes here, and then you can cut it into the middle of your project, and then your recipient can open it up. So it stays flat like this, and then when it gets to them, they can take this and we'll open it up together. Surprise! So then you can put in, and obviously it's not going to go back together, and that's okay. I made this to share and to show you guys, but I thought this would be great just for maybe on a card, the fun little sentiment in here. You could make this obviously on a much larger tag or something like that, or in an envelope. You could put a gift card behind it and then just layer this top piece over it so that they could open up their own gift card. Anything, honestly, you could put this rip strip on the top of boxes, on the top of gift bags, on the top of anything that you're creating, allowing the recipient to pull their own rip strip and see what's inside. And then if it's on a pouch or a box or whatever, they could peek into there, anything along those lines. If you lined it up just right, I'm sure you could pull it open so that it would open another complete hinge and open up a box completely. But I thought it was just really cute, and I can't wait to play with that. So if I make anything out of this, obviously we will revisit that and share here on the channel. So I thought that was really cute. Then I also got, so we'll start with this. So this is, and I haven't taken this apart or played with this yet, $2.31 when I bought it. So somewhere in the neighborhood of like $2 to $3, right? This is for mini albums. And it's got your layering piece in there. So this has the holes ready to go. So you could just sit here and put all of your, take your paper pad that's all coordinating, make all of your backgrounds. You could do a double layer if you want it to be nice and thick and sturdy. And then your layering piece here, just obviously pop this out and put all those together. I will share when I make a mini album with these. And then I bought, in addition to this, these edges. And I didn't know if they were all individual or layering edges at the time, but I think that they are layering edges now. But my original idea was, oh, well, I could add more pieces to this by just using my hole punch wherever these came out for pages in between, and then create different edges because this is around the same length. So then I could just make rectangular pages or what have you, and then cut these into the edge so that each edge was different on each page of the album. So, and they come together. Obviously, you can take them apart. But I did find out in the process of investigating this set that I do believe that they are nesting sizes. So it is softened on the one edge. And I can't really see too well. Should have picked better paper. Gosh. So that they will nest. So you can layer them and then have that little like stitched edge detail in there. Or you can leave them separate. And it's only cut like this because I left it all together like this when I cut it. Obviously, take them apart and you won't wind up with this underneath. So there's that one that's more like a tab, a basic tab. Then there is this one that is a really scalloped, pretty edge to it. And then this one that is the round curved style. And obviously this is not going to be there because you're going to have taken yours apart. And I thought it would be really cute too, in a mini album. If you don't want them all in the center, you could always do like a top section that is shorter and then just put this in the middle of that, and you could have different tabs down the way so that you're flipping different pages. You could also use this and make an actual tab that you just put on a plain paper, and then you could have a full-size sheet and move the tab wherever you want to. So I thought it was a really versatile set. I am looking forward to using the two of these together in conjunction with each other. So, and I'll share what I've got going on with that. All right, our last item today goes along with today's project share. So this is a Memdex die. I have no Memdex dies because I have not yet Memdexed, if that's a word, and if not, I just made it up. But I wanted to start because I think they're so cute, and I love how they are part of a lot of the swaps that I'm seeing and how we're starting to share our contact information and like our socials with each other, and it's like a large size ATC was how I've seen it. I have made some ATCs before in the past. Sometimes I feel like I'm limited based on size. I really want to add more things to it. And so I was really excited to hop on the Memdex. Now, I saw 80, 70, 11 billion of the ones that I wanted. I wanted everything in sight. And then I needed to slow down and not buy 15 different Memdexes all at once. I needed to make one to see if I actually liked it or if I wanted to tear my hair out, and this wasn't something I was going to do. So I started with one like this. It's pretty neutral. I thought it was a really basic design, and I thought that I could make this into every holiday I could want it to be, right? So it would be a good jumping off point and a good way to tiptoe into this new item. So it's got a beautiful stitched edge on there, as you guys can see. So I did cut it out in a pattern and a solid so that we could see what it was like. And I thought it was really cute. Now it does not have any layering portions. These are not layered. So if you want all pattern paper and a solid color on the back, let's say you have double-sided, you just make 2 of them and stick it together. I will say for today's project share, if you don't mind a little labor of love, you can make it layered. So today, as my chair slides, this is what I have to share with you. And this is from this Memdex die. What I did for the smaller portion was I just cut the main piece, and then I cut this top part. I moved the die down and I only ran it part way through my machine. Now you will see over here in the corner where it does kind of show where that was, but you know what? I added some ink to the edges and called it good. For the green portion on the outside, to make the larger, I just stuck this to the paper on the edge where I needed it to go. I did cut out this portion in the green because I didn't want to fussy cut this. I was trying to be a quick crafter, and I knew that I was going to layer on the back side, so nobody was going to see it. So then I just hand cut around here in the same shape. I used this part of the die, I turned it over on the paper, and I moved it up and I marked some key points. So as you can see, it doesn't really line up when you get to the edges, but it does when you're in the center. So I just marked some key points here and then cut along and fussy cut and just traced it and gently tried to make that work. And I don't think it turned out too bad. And if you ink the edges, it's really forgiving. So, which is really nice. And then of course I put it on foam, I layered it up so it's nice and thick and chunky. These butterflies, the Hello Sunshine, this and the One Fine Day, are all from the 49 in Market. Those are the laser cuts and the pieces that you can cut out of that from one of the previous videos. This is just a chipboard piece that I had on hand, and we used the lemon theme because of A, the colors, and B, the dangle, which we'll get to. And then these are just gold adhesive dots from Hobby Lobby, I believe. And you can see I went nuts with the foam because I wanted everything to be super dimensional and to stand up on end. I did on the back, what I did was I just turned the paper over so that it would line up, because it is not a perfect, like perfectly symmetrical down the center of this die. I did find that out with some test paper. So what I did was just turn the paper upside down, cut it upside down, and then I would have the paper size that I wanted and it would line up with the holes perfectly. So I did that. And then this green paper is just a 2-sided color option that I had on hand. So this is, I just punched a hole in and used the ones with the washers that I had gotten from Temu as well. And then the dangle has got from the American Crafts haul and their vault sale. This is, I believe, one of the Paige Evans. Don't quote me on the pack and the designer, but I'm pretty sure this is the Shine Bright from It Is Paige Evans. These are more of those leaves. Turns out, guess what? I really did need 100. I'm clicking right through them, which is great. this is the yellow tassel with the gold top on there. This lobster claw is one of from the last video, those 2026 charms. Ripped that right off of one of those because the 2026 is going to go on a completely different project for the year. And then this guy right here, we'll zoom in even more. Oh, well, that certainly didn't work. Okay, well, it's struggling. I'm so sorry. Okay, so we'll just go like this. So this is one of those balls that I put together from the previous video, and it's got the clay slices in there. Now, they were a little tight fit going through, but I just cut them in half, which I think is pretty appropriate for what they are, and shoved them in there and then added a little bit of glitter, which I thought was so cute. So that's the dangle on my Memdex. And then obviously, if you're sending this, you can put all of your information on the back, which is why I did finish the back. So this is the project share for today that goes along with the things that we've seen from today, from all of the hauls and from the previous videos. Oh, so sorry. It's got a mind of its own right now. So that's what I wanted to share with you guys. I appreciate you stopping by, coming to see me again, hanging out with me to see what I've got, and checking out what I made recently. So I hope you all have a fantastic rest of your day, and happy crafting, everybody. Bye.